Welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage, and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum. Before we jump into that, though, I'd just like to say thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out; it's free to join. So we're still looking for further evidence that we could be looking for a bigger breakout here. We are still building this good structure to the upside, but we need to just be careful. Like I said in the previous video, we could potentially have actually completed this move further back here, and we could just have a bigger corrective structure here, looking to actually come back down and retest these lower ranges of the 1643. So we're going to discuss what needs to happen for us to continue to look at this bullish structure to the upside, as well as the potential pitfalls along the way that we need to be aware of. Okay, so let's get into the bullish count. So at the moment, we are looking still for that potential that we are within this wave three, and basically within that, we would be looking for that idea that, we're forming something like this. Let me just turn these off again. Looking for the potential that we formed a 1, 2 here, and we've got another 1 and 2 here. Looking for this 2042 for confirmation. So we did form this move within a parallel channel, which we've actually lost now. So I'm just being careful of the fact that, this could be just a zigzag, and then we actually start to break down in a much bigger way. So we're going to discuss that as well. But for as long as we hold above this zone, I'm actually going to remove this higher degree count here. Looking at the lower degree count, basically what we're looking for is a possibility that we could have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, and then now we're looking for that potential of a corrective move to the downside. We have come into the support zone, this 1850 to this 1799. Don't really want to lose this lower range, this 1799. A wick through it is okay, but we don't want to see this come through and start to consolidate below this, because it potentially then means that we're going to move down, take this low of the 1762, which would invalidate the potential of this move extending up to the upside. So because of that, we need to basically maintain these zones here. So I was looking at this in a couple of ways. We're going to go over this one as a corrective W, X, so W as a zigzag. This is a X wave, and then that potential that we're looking for an AB and a C to the downside. So basically, what we're looking for here is the potential for this to turn around somewhere within this zone. We are obviously sitting on top of some previous resistance here, so it'll be interesting to see if this holds or whether we actually start to break back down into some of these low ranges. Within this, basically, like I said, 1799 is going to be that area that we'd be looking for as a potential completion, or as a sort of the lowest we'd want to come. That Y1 to 1 is the 1792 area. So we just need to be careful, though. If we do start to break down below this zone of this 1782 area, basically this could mean that we are looking for a bigger five-wave structure to the downside. So the way I'm currently looking at this, if we're looking at this as a C wave, is basically looking for the potential that we could actually see this play out to the downside a little bit more. And this is the internal count that I'm going with at the moment, but these are micro counting now. So, it is a little bit, you have to sort of take this with a bit of a pinch of salt and sort of wait and see the confirmations. But according to the structure here, if we were looking at this as a bigger impulse developing, what we'd have to be careful is, technically speaking, we could have this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're having an extended fifth wave, in which case, potentially we could see one more drop and it completes towards this 1820 to this 1814 area. However, there is also that potential that we could have 1, 2, 1, 2 here, and then basically we're in this bigger third wave here. So what we're looking out for here is, as long as we fail to actually take this high again of this 1859, need to be aware we could continue to see this break to the downside here. So if this is still a fourth wave here, so we did come up to this 1838, 39. Basically, that's the highest we really want to come here for a fourth. We don't really want to get higher than this, otherwise, basically, the structure becomes less likely. What we can't rule out, though, is if we do move up higher here, potentially there could be further extension within this move. Where we form this as another 1, 2, and then we actually look to progress it down in a much bigger way. So basically, we need to get back above these high points here, and in the short term, the zone as a fib, level that might give us a rejection is between this 1848 to this 1839. So that's if it's not following this card. But at the moment, I'm looking to see whether we get a rejection here for a fourth wave, and then whether we actually look to break down to these lower ranges here of this 1820 to this 1814 area. If we do, basically we need to be looking out for the idea of having additional fourth and fifth waves here, looking for three-wave structure to the upside, and then looking for that possibility to continue down towards these lower ranges here, towards this 1802 to the 1793 region. So this is basically what I'm keeping an eye on here. Technically speaking, if we're looking at this as an A, B, and a C, potentially we've come down deep enough here for this possibility of this to complete and then turn around, breaking back above this high point here of this 1879 would invalidate this continuation down in additional five-wave structure. But until we do, we need to just be careful of the fact that we could look to extend to the downside here. Basically, moving up past this 1851 would invalidate this additional fourth and fifth wave here. But until we do, just need to be a little bit careful. We have come into that support zone, so I am looking also for that potential to break to the upside, but there isn't enough, information here, and there is still potential counts for downside continuation. So need to just be a little bit patient and see how we react to these key levels. In the short term, this 1839, if we fail to break back above that, I'll be looking to see if we get this, and then see if we get this progression for these additional fourth and fifth, which could look to take us towards that 1792 or lower down here towards the 1799 range. So this is what we're looking for the bullish card. Basically, what we need to do is maintain this low of the 1762, and then we'd want to see a move to the upside in an impulsive way. So it depends exactly where we complete. If we had to complete where we are, 2135 would be the zone that would be looking for a 1618 move. And basically that would be looking for this as 1, 2, and then looking for that bigger third wave to play out. But yeah, we just need to be careful. Like I said, there is that potential we could look for a breakdown. So the breakdown would be looking for that potential that we are actually forming a flat correction. And basically, this is an A, this is a B, and then we're looking for a bigger five-wave move down towards some of these key zones here. This 1836 would be the higher end, which, given the current structure, I wouldn't say um, is viable just because of the way that we're forming down here. If this is going to be a C wave, deeper moves here towards potentially this 1775 to this 1682 area. So within that, we need to just be patient. There is the potential could look to break down into a bigger five-way move. So how would that look? So I was looking for that potential to actually come back up for a bigger wave two here, where we were looking at this potentially as a WXY, as an A, looking for a B, and then looking for the C. But then we lost this low. So it is still possible that we could be within something like this, where we treat this rather as a B, and a C. So if we fail to develop those additional waves and we look to break to the upside in a five-wave structure, what we need to be careful of is seeing a rejection in this area. So for instance, say we form 1, 2 here, then another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, something like this, bring us back up into the sort of 50% range to this higher level here. Actually, I just need to adjust this. So this 1891 typically would be a zone. The 382 does sit on this high though, so we need to be careful around that area as well, especially if it's a flat. Actually, that was viable. So if it is a flat, potentially we could see rejection towards this zone of this 1879 to this 1890 region. So keep an eye on this. If we do see a five-wave move up here, we need to see what happens. If we get a five-wave structure to the upside that moves into this zone, and then we get something like this play out to the upside. Basically, if this move breaks down past this low again, that would confirm that we've had a flat correction in here, and that we should be looking for that continuation to the downside. So either towards this 1-to-1, or alternatively, it could become a much bigger structure towards the 17,023 range. So this is what we are looking out for. We've got a couple of possibilities here. until we break back above these key highs, we need to be aware of the bearish count here, and we could actually still look for a rejection for as long as we fail to break back above this 1920 range to this 1879 area. So this is the bearish count, looking for that potential continuation to the downside. Now, yesterday we did talk about an alternative to this, where we were looking at this rather as a diagonal. So I'm also on the lookout for this, where potentially we're looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, looking for this to play out in a zigzag to the downside, basically looking for a wave 4, and then looking to that potentially have another 3 wave move to the upside here. Looking at this as A, B, and C, something like this. So really here, what we need to be on the lookout for is wave 4 cannot get longer. Let me just throw this on. Yeah, so wave 4 cannot come down past this 1764, and we've actually come down to this 0.618 area, which is a little bit interesting to me. So I'm just monitoring this to see how this plays out. If we get a little bit more of a push down here and we complete this 5 wave structure, but we maintain this as a wave 2 low, we could still see a push to the upside here in a 3 wave move, A, B, and C, something like this. Looking to potentially even come back up towards this top channel, or top trend line rather, and looking to move up here and challenge this area in a 3 wave move, a zigzag to the upside. If we do get this, basically, we've got 2 ways we can read this. We could either potentially, actually, there's 3 ways. Potentially, we could count this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this whole move is a 5th wave, but it would be very big in that case. But sometimes these things do happen. Or alternatively, this could be A, B, and C, and we complete, and then we have a look to actually move down deeper here towards some of these key zones, possibly. This 1406 to this 1206. So there is still bearish potential here. We need to prove our moves to the upside. It is looking good, but we need to see the follow through now. If we have this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, and then we're basically looking to push up again, we need to start seeing those nice impulsive moves to the upside, good volume, and taking out these key levels. The alternative way that we can look at this would be potentially that this whole move here becomes another 1. We come back down for a 2, and then we could look to progress to the upside in a bigger way. So this is 1, 2, this is another 1, 2 here, and then we look to break to the upside. But we'd have to still be cautious of the fact that this could just be a 3 wave move up, breaks down, and then we're looking for that possibility of actually coming down potentially to this 1406 to this 1206 area if we're looking for that bullish case, or alternatively, we could actually look to break down in a much deeper way here. And then head for those lower lows that we talked about in the previous video. So this is going to be the key thing here. Really, as long as we hold the 1643 to this 1458, we can still look for potential to move bullishly. But really, once this starts to break down past this 1458 range, we need to just be a little bit careful here, because we were talking about that possibility that this could be a triangle here, even where this forms a C wave, and then we see another 3 wave move down, come back, test this lower trend line here towards this 1524 range, or this 1500 area. See a bigger 3 wave move playing out to the downside as a D wave. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that we need to be careful here on the bigger time frames, but as long as we hold this zone, basically we can look for continuation up. So this is what I'm going to be monitoring. We want to see whether we can continue to hold this higher area here, this 1799 area. Once we start to lose this, basically, this count starts to fall apart. But what we want to see here, if we want confirmation, is basically to see this move come here as a 1 and a 2. And then what we want to see is, nice, strong 5 wave structures to the upside developing. Looking to target up these higher ranges here, this sort of 21,041 area. Want to see nice big 5 wave structures breaking up above these key zones and getting up into these ranges. And if we don't do that and we continue to set lower highs here, just need to be careful that this could be starting a bigger corrective structure to the downside. So need to be aware of it, need to be careful of this. C wave in a flat playing out, or alternatively, this just we form three wave moves up again, then we get a much bigger rejection. So one way or another, it is looking like there's quite a few options here that we have that we could actually see a bit of a sell off. So we just need to be a little bit careful of it. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash the like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. As well as that, there are affiliate links for both Primex BT and BYBIT down there. Both great exchanges we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourself. If you don't have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.